Hello friends, this video on quadratic equations part 1 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. What we will study? We will study Introduction, Quadratic Equations, Solution of Quadratic Equation by Factorization, Solution of a Quadratic Equation by Completing the Square, Nature of Roots and Summary. First, what is quadratic equation? Quadratic equation is nothing but an equation in the form of ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. This form of equation is called quadratic equation in variable x. Why? Because you have used variable x. X is the variable and a, b and c are real numbers. They are constants and a should not be equal to 0. Let me repeat once again. Quadratic equation in the variable x is nothing but equation of the form ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where a, b, c are real number and a should not be equal to 0. Because if a is equal to 0, this component is gone, right? Then the equation will be of form bx plus c. But the highest power, if you see of, in that case, see, if a is 0, then the equation will be bx plus c. And in this the highest power is 1. So it is no longer quadratic equation. This is a linear equation. Quadratic equation, as we have learned, that an equation where the highest power is 2. Here if you see, the highest power of x is 2. Thus quadratic equation of the variable x is nothing but equation of the form ax square plus bx plus c, where a, b, c are real numbers and a should not be equal to 0. Let me take some example. For example, 3x square plus 2x plus 5 is equal to 0. This is example of quadratic equation. Why? Because this is of the form ax square plus bx plus c, where a is equal to 3, b is equal to 2 and c is equal to 5, and where a is not equal to 0 obviously. If I say 2x square plus 5 or 2x square plus 3 is equal to 0, this is also quadratic equation because this is a is 2, b is 0 and c is 3. But if I make a is equal to 0, for example, if I say 2x plus 3 is equal to 0, because here a is 0, then this is not a quadratic equation because the rule says that a should not be equal to 0. If both b and c are 0, that is also okay. For example, if I say x square is equal to 4, this is also, or x square is equal to 0, this is also a quadratic equation. Why? Because here a component is not 0, a is 1, correct? So quadratic equation is nothing but a form of equation of the form ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where a should not be equal to 0 and all a, b and c are real numbers, they are constant. Now we have understood what is quadratic equation. Before going further, let's try to understand why do we really need to read quadratic equation. If you don't learn quadratic equation, what will happen? Is it mandatory to learn quadratic equation? Let's do that. If you see, there is a scenario where you have been told that there is a rectangular lawn. I mean, normal scenario. You have a rectangular lawn near your house and you are told that the length is twice the breadth. If the breadth is x, let's suppose, the length is twice the breadth, that is 2x. And you have been told that the area is constant. Let's suppose the area is 32 meter square. And now you are asked to find the length and breadth. Very common scenario. When you have a lawn nearby and you have been told that the area of the lawn is x, some unit 32 meter square, and you have been told that length and breadth has some relationship. You have to find the length and breadth. How will you do? We can do using quadratic equation. For example, here you say area is nothing but, area of lawn is nothing but length into breadth is nothing but L is equal to my 2x and breadth is equal to x, that is 2x square. And we are also telling that area is 32 meter square. So we can say that 2x square is equal to 32 meter square. Or we can say that x square is equal to 16. If you see that this is nothing but x square minus 16 is equal to 0. This is a quadratic equation where a is 1, b is 0 and c is minus 16. Correct? And now we can solve this. I'll explain you how to solve this in the next slides. but just try to understand this is one real scenario where you may need quadratic equations. The second scenario is the projectile. If you see in projectile, let's suppose you're throwing a ball from here to here. Let me repeat once again. You're throwing a ball from here to here. Now from here you have thrown the ball to this point. You want to find how much distance it's covered. You want to find the distance s. Let's suppose the distance is s. And you want to find the distance s covered. How to find? Then you'll use the physics formula. In physics, the formula is s is equal to ut plus half at square. If you don't understand the formula, leave it, because you will learn this in the higher classes. Just understand this is a formula with which you can find a distance where u is constant, that is the initial velocity, and acceleration a is also constant, that is acceleration. So let's suppose u was 5 and a was 6. Let's suppose this is u and this is a. This is given. So you can say that this is nothing but 5t plus half into 6t square. Cancel, this is 3. That is nothing but 5t plus 3t square. If you see that this is of the form of quadratic equation, correct? Because we can say that 5t is t plus 3t square. This is of form quadratic equation. So here also, if you want to find the distance, we'll use quadratic equation. There are various scenarios in our real life where we do use quadratic equation in terms of physics. We extensively use quadratic equation in terms of aerodynamics. We use quadratic equations. A lot of places in terms of finding the areas, all the architect use quadratic equation. So quadratic equation has varied implementation. It is very crucial for us to understand quadratic equation. So let's now try to understand, or let's try to clear our concept from quadratic equation. Thank you. Visit examfear.com to watch free educational videos, try free online tests, get the best quality study materials, study from the best tutors and mentors, and much more. Thanks once again.